Hey there, Neutron Tech crew. Today's episode features Wild Hammer tackling something incredible. Constructing a suspended structure among towering trees requires a careful mix of technical skill, hands-on craftsmanship, and environmental awareness. They selected a towering evergreen with substantial girth to serve as the primary anchor point for everything above. Workers hauled premium dimensional lumber through the woods by hand, large squared-off timbers that would form the skeleton. Using ropes and measurement devices, the team marked out balanced support locations encircling the trunk. Once this base framework stood solid, they moved forward with assembling the upper-level floor joists and perimeter framing. On location, the team applied protective coatings to the lumber using handheld brushes. This treatment becomes absolutely critical in woodland settings where moisture, fungal growth, and wood-boring insects constantly threaten exposed timber. The work kicked off with assembling separate wall sections at ground level. These panels came together using lighter gauge dimensional lumber that still packed plenty of structural punch. Every frame featured upright members reinforced by diagonal supports arranged in crossing patterns. For the exterior covering, they went with natural wood planking that hits the sweet spot between being lightweight, long-lasting, and easy to work with. The boards went through careful preparation before being mounted horizontally, an orientation that helps shed water effectively. Converting the exposed framework into sealed walls meant paying close attention to where windows would go. The team built these openings into the walls from the start, reinforcing them with sturdy header beams. The window units themselves were probably straightforward, practical designs focused on bringing in lots of light and fresh air. After completing the exterior planking, the crew turned their focus to adding corner trim pieces. They positioned wide vertical boards along every outside corner, serving an essential role in keeping weather out. They laid the rafters right on top of the wall plates that were already in place. Heavy-duty corrugated metal became the permanent roof covering. Self-sealing screws did the job of securing those metal sheets, driving straight down into the rafters beneath. With the roof finally buttoned up and the building weatherproof, it was time to tackle insulation, the key to making the space comfortable year-round. Mineral wool bats became their insulation of choice, and for good reason. This stuff won't rot, grow mold, or become a buffet for bugs like other insulation types might. When it came to finishing the inside walls, they stuck with wooden planks, keeping everything consistent with the rest of the build. There's actually some smart thinking behind this choice. Wood naturally absorbs and releases moisture, which helps keep the indoor air balanced. They went with a small, efficient stove, perfect for heating up a tight, well-insulated space quickly and evenly. Behind the stove, protective panels got mounted with some breathing room between them and the wooden wall. Around each window, they added extra framing and trim pieces both inside and out. Then came the bed, custom built to fit the cabin's tight quarters. It wasn't just a place to sleep. The design cleverly incorporated storage space underneath, making every inch count. The next big step was setting up a basic water system. They kept it simple with a gravity-fed setup, just a small plastic container mounted up high. Nothing fancy, but it handles essential tasks like washing hands and rinsing dishes without needing complicated pipes. With the basics covered, they added more practical touches. Some shelving here, a work surface there. To wrap up the interior and make the place actually livable after dark, they wired in a basic lighting system. Even when you're building off-grid in the middle of nowhere, decent lights make all the difference for safety and actually being able to use the space. They kept the electrical setup super simple, matching what limited power they had available. So Wildhammer's got himself set up for overnight stays, ready to keep pushing forward when morning hits. Without a fridge or any heavy-duty kitchen gear, his meal plan sticks to stuff that won't spoil sitting on a shelf. Organization here isn't just about keeping things tidy. The shelves actually hold the whole system together. Every single one got bolted straight through to the structural beams behind the walls, not just slapped onto the outer panels. When the treehouse first got its roof, everything looked solid, complete coverage, job done. But time has a way of exposing shortcuts. The framework and base layers were technically sound, but the execution, not quite there. Those metal panels went up, but the seams didn't overlap properly, and the flashing got botched, so water found its way through. Worse yet, the whole thing sat too flat. Rain just pooled and crept instead of running off like it should. What started as mission accomplished turned into a headache that eventually meant tearing the whole thing down and starting fresh. This time around, forget the flat approach. The new roof climbs at a serious angle. This wasn't some aesthetic choice, it's pure physics. How steep your roof sits determines everything about what water does up there. That original gentle slope let rain linger, spreading into thin films that crawled across the metal surface at a snail's pace. Crank up that angle though, and gravity suddenly does the heavy lifting. Water rushes down fast, barely touching the surface, which means almost zero chance it'll sneak through anywhere. The aggressive pitch pays off when winter rolls around too. Snow doesn't stick, it slides right off, even when it's coming down steady. And when the tree underneath starts swaying in the wind or shifting through the seasons, that sharp roof angle spreads the forces more evenly, keeping everything locked in place. Metal's out of the picture entirely now. Instead, they went with bendy corrugated sheets made from bitumen composite. These panels give a little when things shift, so the roof can roll with the punches instead of fighting every tiny movement. Plus, rain hitting that softer material sounds way better than the racket metal makes during a storm. Installation meant lining everything up perfectly along the new rafter grid. Each fastener went through the high points of the corrugation so water wouldn't collect around the holes. They followed a tight sequence, overlapping each sheet just right so rainfall naturally chases from one to the next without hesitation. The construction team went with a layered approach this time around. Mechanical flashing paired with a super flexible liquid sealant working together. This wasn't just slapping on one protective layer and calling it done. The whole setup was engineered to handle the natural expansion and side-to-side motion that happens over time, keeping water out for years to come. While all that weatherproofing was happening outside, they tackled the inside too, fitting rigid foam boards throughout to seriously upgrade the comfort level. Each panel got a ring of construction-grade adhesive foam around its edges, then they pushed everything snugly into position. The result? A roof system that actually moves with the structure instead of fighting against it. Now Wildhammer's got himself a proper spot to crash for the night whenever he wants that genuine off-the-grid experience.